Hello everyone, this is Trance and welcome to another one of my build videos. This one is going to be again for PvP non-champion point battlegrounds, and that's where we are right now. So this is going to be a Stamina Nightblade, and the name is the Sheer Sloader because we're combining two really strong sets at the moment. So we're going to be using and talking about our champion points, or sorry, not champion points. We're going to be talking about our gear and our skills and the playstyle that we use for it. So we've got our Wood Elf Nightblade here, and if we look at our stats, let's buff up and check them out. In non-champion point again. We need to eat our food, that's why we're looking so low. Yeah, we're going to use the Artaeum takeaway broth here. So let's look at all of our buffs. Alright, so we've got our stamina recovery right here at just over 1800, and that's being a Wood Elf, so that's very high. Max stam just over 30k. Our health is 18k or 18.8k. It's really low, but because of the playstyle, I feel like it just does perfectly fine. Weapon damage just over 3200, and the spell and physical resist are very low, but again, like our health, the playstyle allows it. And you could always proc your cloak to get the Nightblade shadow passives to get your major buffs right here. There it is, shadow barrier. So it's another reason why people use cloak. A lot of people don't understand that is cloak gives you invisibility but also gives you your buffs because of the shadow passives. So our gear, we're going to be using again 5 Sloads. It's too strong. This is the only other build I'm using Sloads on because it works really well. And we've got a light shoulder and a heavy helm. Then we're using 3 jewelry as well. You can make it purple, but I would go 3 Sloads jewelry. Blue's fine, purple's even better. And robust, or you can go infused, but I like robust with weapon damage and chats on them. Then you're going to go 5 sheer venom. I don't have the best traits on them as you can see, but it still works perfectly fine. And after that, we've got our War Machine Greatsword. It doesn't really matter what you're using here. You could use a Maelstrom 2H Battle Axe, but it's not too important because this is just our buff bar. Then we've got a Master's Bow on it. If you don't have access to the Master's Bow in Nern or Sharpened or Infused or whatever, then you could always just go a Agility Bow or an Asylum Bow. But I personally like the Master's Bow because of the Caustic Arrow set, as you can see. We're using 511 again for more resource pulls and the Undaunted passives right here. So you get Sloads, it's a craftable set. Then you get Sheer Venom from Vet Imperial City Prison. And the Master Bow comes from DSA, but like I said, you can always use an Asylum or an Agility Bow as well. And let's just read our set bonuses right here. So we've got Max Magicka, Stamina, and then Spell and Weapon Damage. And then the Sloads 5-piece, I'm sure we are all aware of it by now, puts Oblivion damage on a person just based on damage that you do. I mean, it's got to get nerfed, but I'm going to keep using it until it does. Then Sheer Venom is really strong as well. Just the 2, 3, and 4 set bonuses are exactly what we're looking for. And then the 5th piece, when you deal damage with an execute ability, you infect the enemy, dealing 8134 poison damage over 6 seconds. And that can occur every 6 seconds, which is it's no cooldown pretty much. So it's very strong. Then we're also using the Master's Bow because of, like I said, the Caustic Arrow bonus, where if you hit them with a poison arrow, which you're going to be using a lot of, you have an extra 301 weapon damage against them. And that 301, that increases, everything here, the Sloads and the Sheer Venom passive. So it's very strong. Let's go to our skills. So on our front bar, we've got our Shadowy Disguise. And again, like I said before, it procs our major buffs right here when you hit your Shadowy Disguise, but also this morph gives you a 100% crit chance from the time you use it. Then we've got our Lethal Arrow here. It gives Major Defile and does a ton of damage, especially if you hit them from stealth, it'll stun them. And the Major Defile is going to play into how this build works as well. So then we've got our Poison Injection, which procs the Master's Bow and our Sheer Venom, and because of the dot, it's going to proc our Sloads as well. This is the bread and butter of our build right here. And then when you get to low health, it does even more damage, where it can tick as high as to 8 to 10,000. Then we've got our Vigor, which is our heal. And then after that, Shuffle. This is going to be our snare removal because we're running Rally, and gives you the major evasion, the dodge chance. It's got a high stamina cost, so only try and cast it when you need to remove snares or when it runs out. Then our Ballista. I mean, you could play around with different ultimates right here, like Dawnbreaker, Flawless Dawnbreaker, Dawnbreaker of Smiting, but I like Ballista because you can literally come out of stealth, hit someone with a lethal arrow, gives them major defile, hit them with a poison injection, get all of our dots up, and put a Ballista on them, and there's no way that they survive that just because of the amount of damage that it does. Then our two-handed bar, we've got Relentless Focus. This skill is so strong, and I don't even use it half the time. I just keep it up as the buffs for the minor Berserk and minor Endurance, giving increased damage and then stam recovery. But also, the best thing to do is if you can hit them with your Snipe Lethal Arrow while weaving with light attacks, and then you switch to your back bar, you hit them with a focus, or you shoot your Relentless Focus at them, ambush in, and hit them with a surprise attack, and they should be dead by then. If not, you can always throw in an end cap, which is on ridiculous cooldown because of the siphoning passive Catalyst, where you drink a potion and you gain 20 ultimate. Nightblades are just crazy OP right now in general. So the other skill, we're going to be using Ambush, which is our gap closer and gives you Empower. So you want to ambush, light attack, and then hit them with another surprise attack, which gives them major fracture again. Remember, after we've already got major defile on them and a ton of our other dots. Then after that, we're going to hit them with our... We're not going to hit them, we just have our Rally here. It's great because you can proc Rally and go in stealth, and then get the full health from Rally while you're still in stealth. So it heals for a lot. I don't like forward momentum just because I need a burst heal on this build. Then we've got our Leeching Strikes for a little bit more stamina sustain because we just need more stamina as always in Battlegrounds, where resource, regeneration, and sustain is always a problem. Then another one of the most OP abilities is In-Cap Strike, which combined with the Nightblade Catalyst passive and the Alliance War Combat Frenzy, you pretty much have no downtime after you kill someone on your in-cap up. So those are the skills that I use. Let's go to our Munda Stone. I go with the Serpent. You could easily go with the Warrior as well for more damage, but just a little bit extra stamina sustain with a Wood Elf is always helpful. Then our food is going to be the Artaeum Takeaway Broth, but you could very well use Dubious if you wanted to. But I like this one because it gives health recovery as well and gives your max stat pulls, it just makes them higher. The race that I am is a Wood Elf, but you don't have to be a Wood Elf to make it successful. I just like, if we go to our racial passives, 20% stam recovery, that's a lot. And then you get disease resistance, max stamina, and you can't be poisoned or diseased, which if you see this resist affliction passive, a lot of people aren't aware of that. It's very, very strong. Then the stealth damage is strong as well, because most of our abilities on this build are going to be done from stealth. You can always just be a Red Guard, a Khajiit, or Imperial. Those are strong also. Then we're going to be using our immovable speed Stampots. You could use the Essence of Speed or Lingering Health as well, but I personally like these immovability ones. Then our playstyle, like I was talking about, you're going to want to go into Cloak, so you get the critical strike buff. Then you hit them after that with a lethal arrow, poison injection. They're probably going to be able to half health then. If you have a blist up, use that. If not, you can always just ambush in, hit them with a surprise attack and an in-cap, and they will not survive that. I've killed people with 30k health just from that burst because of all the dots you're putting on them from the sheer venom and slows on top of that, and the major defile that applies. This is a really OP build, and hopefully they nerf the slows soon. But if not, I will keep playing it. So hope you enjoyed the video today. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think about it.